And to be honest, this is a player that can go another level or even 2 notch further up. He has a skill set, can play with Vinny at Real Madrid. But I'm seeing the old Leon Bailey right now playing for Aston Villa. The old Leon Bailey, first 2 seasons for game. That's the Leon Bailey I'm seeing. He's not scared to take on players. As I said, those little things, it's confidence. It's like pick up Chippy and pick up Bonnie. 2 players doing it great right now in England.
Leon Bailey!
He wants to find Shaw again, takes it on the chest, and the shot! Oh! First half hat-trick for Bonnie Shaw!
Yeah, again, there you have to talk about, 2 Jamaican international, Reggae Boy international, Leon, Big Chippy, Baller, Bailey, and KHADIJA, Bonnie, Shaw. You don't know, 2 big baller right now doing it in the WSL and in the English Premier League. What a coincidence, man. We have 2 young Jamaican international, female and a male, is doing wonderful right now in England, in the Women's Super League and in the English Premier League, man. It's crazy. What a time to be a Jamaican. You're seeing, young starlets leaving the country. Remember, these two players, born and bred, played at the high school level. Leon Bailey played, most of his time youth football in Jamaica. Growing up with Phoenix, KHADIJA, Bonisha over there in Spanish Town, going to Diego and all of that. It's so nice. These players are not players that, born overseas. These are players that, born and bred, they built in Jamaica. You understand? So it's a wonderful feeling, A weekend time, you turn on the TV, this Leon Bailey is not assisting goal. He's not scoring. It's KHADIJA Bonisha over there scoring hat-tricks after hat-tricks, But start off, a little bit, about, Leon Bailey. Seeing all the praises, seeing all the glories, he's been getting, for Aston Villa, in the Aston Villa shirt, for the last, I would say, probably the start of the season. He started the season really well, especially in those qualification games, in that conference, when they played that Scottish team, Ibrahim, and I think he scored in both legs, in Scotland and in England at Villa Park, but Leon Bailey have scored and assist most of his goals, at Villa Park. I don't know. I guess Villa Park is greedy with him. I guess he's allergic to away grounds, but that's just Leon Bailey. Over the years, watching him, since coming up from Genk, Leverkusen, coming at Aston Villa, is most of his goals, always comes at home, but is it something that is it confidence feeding off the home fans? I don't know, but I guess it's working. Playing at home for Leon, it's working for him, especially right now at Aston Villa. I think he scored. I think he scored over 9 goals for Aston Villa in the Premier League since his cup year there at Villa Park. And I know for sure 6 of those or 7 of those goals came at Villa Park. So he just loving life, at Villa Park. But I think, Leon Bailey farm is not down to just Unai Emery. If you look at this player, I play with him. I played against him, I think, about 3 times, during our youth playing Cassava League in Jamaica. I played against him 2 times in under 13 and 1 time in under 15. And I think I don't think if he passed 14 years old, playing at under 13. I think first time I played against him, I think I was 12. Yeah, I was 12 and Chippy I think was 10 or just about to turn 10. He was a very young player, and you could see his talent from there. So seeing all of that now, gathering and graphs together, and this young man is flying right now in the English Premier League. I'm not saying I'm not excited, but it's nothing new. People who knew Leon Bailey knew that he had a whole bunch of talents. He had a lot of abilities that he can skill. He can score, he can dribble, he's really fast. And since lately, you could see that his stamina is developing to is into a monster, but it's not there. Why? Where I would love to see him, at his pace, stamina wise, it's not there as yet, but he will definitely get there. But this is a player that born with natural talent. Yeah, he born with natural skills. He love the ball at his feet. You know, playing against him, he loved to be on the ball. Yeah, he loved to be on the ball. He loved to make things happen. He loved to take on, defenders 1v1. That was his bread and butter. And even now, he's finding back, his confidence of taking on defenders 1v1. Seeing him at Genk, you know, in that Genk, I think he played for Genk. I think it was 3 years, 2015, 16, and 17. Something there, yeah. And he also won that. What he won the newcomer of the year in Belgium. I think he won some young player of the year. He won the goal of the Europa League campaign that they played. The goal that he scored on Austria win. He was nominated in the Golden Ball Award. Rashford, Brice Mbulo, so much players were on that list, and Usman Dembele, a lot of players, Gabriel Barbosa, so many players were on that list at the time, and Leon Bailey took that Europa League as star. I knew, from there, it's non-stop. He's going to go way above where above his potential. So seeing all of that, at Aston Villa now, you still have to give Unai some credit, but it's down to natural skills. This is what he can do, and I think, one of the best way, growing up, trying to get Leon Bailey off his game is to throw him off, talk to him in his ears, at a young kid at that time, disturb him, say things to him that you don't like, and you can easily throw him off his game, but I don't know about now, probably well mature now, none of those things bothered him anymore, but Unai Emery, tactics, I think it based on him also, especially the way Aston Villa is playing at 4-4-2, where they played four at the back, two deep, double pivot, and they would play that two wingers, and they would play that two striker. But those two double pivot and the two wingers and the two strikers will join together in a line, you know, in a formation where there's like it's a box, box, box. And especially when they played Man City, that was a well masterpiece from Unai. Both wingers were playing really close, and players, whenever they get the ball, for Aston Villa, they know exactly where. This is the thing with Aston Villa team and the thing with Jamaican team where, the difference where Leon Bailey, might not strive, right now without a midfield. An example, I think that game against City where Pau Torres, got that ball deep, in his defensive area, and he was just letting all the City's player coming at him, and then Jean Magin was all the way out on the left side, the left midfield side, and all of a sudden he just popped in the middle in an open spot, collect the ball. He only need like 3 touch. And as soon as he turned, he just popped the ball wide, a diagonal ball over to the right side to Leon Bailey. You don't even have to look, and that's the difference, with Chippy, playing in this reggae boy system right now. We don't have that vertical setup. We don't have that dynamic system, where all players know when to touch, know when to pass, know when to move. And you could see that Aston Villa is on a run. People have to take Aston Villa team serious. Yeah. People have to really take this Aston Villa team serious, because this Aston Villa team is looking like it's a next Cinderella story that Leicester City pull off. I'm not saying, they're going to win it, definitely, but they're going to challenge. Just to see how Aston Villa is playing, how the coach is playing. He has two different starting 11, for the European games and the English Premier League games. Yeah, and it's like a blessing in the sky for Everton to beat them in the EFL Cup at home, so they can focus solely on the Premier League and European football. Unai Emery is the kingpin of the Europa League. You saw what he did at Sevilla. We saw how he beat United in the Europa League with Villarreal. A minimal team, Villarreal, beat United in the Europa League final. Yeah, so he can do it. He's a well coach. He's a master class coach. Yeah, and he didn't got that time at PSG. Too many egos in the dressing room. At City, not my bad. At Arsenal, that's the next thing. They butter bruise him in the media and all of that. That time I don't think he knew English that much now. You could look at how Unai is handling the press conference. Yeah, he's more mature. He understand the English game. He understand the English press, because the English press is one of the hardest to deal with. Them and the Italian press. They are one of the hardest to deal with in the European business when it come on to post game shows. So big up to Unai Emery, for setting this Aston Villa team alight. Leon Bailey is finding his feet. But I just want him to just work on his stamina. As I said, yeah, Leon Bailey is a player. It seems like he can't go a full 90 minutes for 5 games straight. It seems like he always running out of gas, and seeing that for the Reggae boys. So it's sometimes it's easier, than said and done, but he can do better for the Reggae boys. We saw what Damari Gray did, came in with a bang, from that first game against the US in the Gold Cup until now. I think he scored 6 goals, for the Reggae boys. So he already scored more goals than Leon Bailey, for in the Reggae boy shirt. So people could say that Demar Gray done it in the black, green, and gold. But what Leon Bailey did in European football, Demar Gray haven't done that as yet. Demar Gray haven't done that as yet in European football. Playing in Europe, you haven't done what Leon Bailey did in the past. Yeah, remember Leon Bailey made Bundesliga team of the year, and he was I think he got and nominated, one of the goals of the season, so he have done it, in Belgium and in Germany. I could say he probably could have done more for Leverkusen, but again, injury, and he started out his Villa career, a little bit with a wobble, so many injuries, but I think when he put on that, black, green, and gold, it's down to the player, the character of the player, his attitude, his surrounding, is it more professional setup more than like, is it a more professional setup in around the Villa camp than the Reggae boy? I don't know. It's not a big setup, but it down to his attitude, it's down to the player character and how he sees himself, he has how he sees his shadow walking beside of him, and the pressure, is he living up to that pressure? But since lately, I think for the last 3 months in international football, he's improving, and I hope coming next year he is going to get better. Yeah, he is going to get better. But this player, is born natural. But this player is born to do all of this. Yeah, naturally, natural. But yeah, this player, born to do this. All these skills just come natural to him, and he's a wonderful player. But and I understand where a lot of fans can come frustrated with Leon. Me myself too get frustrated because I know the abilities that this player have. I know the skill set this player have. This player have so much in his locker where he haven't unlocked as yet. But he has to change a certain attitude. Yeah, and just to follow some of the big pros in the game. If you want to go at the top, you have to put in a lot of sacrifice. You have to put away a lot of things. But next up, KHADIJA Bonishama. KHADIJA Bonishama is a next wonderful player. Last season, she got named in the PFA Team of the Year. She was on that short list of the Ballon d'Or. It's a wonderful thing. No Jamaican ever done that evil. Just to smell that shot list, on the Ballon d'Or. And she came in, I think, 24th, with 5 points or 5 votes, whatever it is. But that doesn't, represent who is Khadija Bonisha. And I think, she have a lot more in her locker can show the world that she can be one of the best, or she can be the best number 9 in the world right now. She have all that skill set. Yeah, it's just up to her how she can bring all of that out of her and had it on the pitch. She's already scoring goals, but I think she just have to work on a little bit, a few more things, work on that left side. Many times she got so many opportunities on that left side, and it's the way her body position at the time, kind of throw her off, from not getting that goal. So many opportunities too on her left foot, and she can kick the ball with her left foot, but if she can work on that left side a little bit more, yeah, it will be marvelous. And her strength is doing her back to goal, holding up the play, chopping deep, turn at defenders, making that run, making the pass, in the air, right foot. You don't have to mention that, it's always a cannon come from that right foot. Yeah, but remember, 2 World Cups already coming from college, Tennessee's University to Bordeaux, and then to City. She have doing it. What she have done, what no reggae girls have ever done. Yeah, remember that she scored almost a goal a game for Bordeaux in France in that 2 season. Over 30 appearances, over 30 goals. Yeah, she had over 30 appearances for the Reggae Girls International setup and have over 30 goals. It's the same thing for Manchester City. She played over 50 she played over 50 games, or she played over 60 games. She played something like 67 games with like 58 or 60 goals. Yeah, that's a tremendous record. And she scored 20 goals in the league last season, only two short from Raquel Daly from Aston Villa. Yeah, but the team that she's really playing with, Kelly, those two English women on the left and right side, Kelly and him, wonderful talent, and that Japanese is playing in the middle. That Dutch girl that's playing right behind her. They're creating everything for her. Yeah, they're creating everything. And then you have this Venezuelan player Castellanos. The number 10 for Manchester City. She is a wonderful player whenever she come off the bench. So City is a superstar team. So can the whoever going to be the Reggae Girls coach, you know, I mean, we're not going to find those talent, that Manchester City have, in the midfield. But if we can set up, a coordination of all the midfield, for the regulars can coordinate, open up space whenever Bonisha drop deep, who is running around, who is picking, that channel to run in, who get the ball, where is going to be the next pass. Those are the little things, we need to set up, around Bonisha. We have to build a coordination system around her because she is a talisman for the team, and the team look up to her. So we have to fix a lot of things. We have to fix a lot of things in that Reggae Girls team. So just like Leanne Bailey playing in Aston Villa, it's a system. It's a systematic thing that Unai is playing. We don't have those things in the Reggae Girls or the Reggae Boys. It's more down to individual brilliance. Sometimes, most of the times, for both international teams, it's down to individual brilliance. But two wonderful players, man, Leanne and Khadija Bonisha, are doing it right now in England. So proud watching, watching the English Premier League, knowing that Leanne Bailey is on form, knowing that Leanne Bailey might score, he might assist, so everyone, keep writing about him because you saw what when the US players, when they're doing great in their own league, they get write-ups from everywhere in the US. Same thing in England, they hype them up. They feed energy out there, in the algorithm. Everything is flowing around the US players. So it's good to see that everyone, is really talking about Leon. To be honest, this is a player that can go another level or even two notch further up. He has a skill set, can play with Vinny at Real Madrid. I even AC him like Rafael Leao. He has his skill set. Remember, he was coming up against Pulisic them in Germany. Diego Lainez. Where's Diego Lainez? He's in Mexico playing for Tigres. Yeah, Pulisic just finding back his feet at AC Milan. Leon Bailey is kind of finding back his mojo back. And you could see the way how sometimes he received the ball. No, it's the old Leon Bailey I'm seeing right now. The way how Leon is receiving the ball and his touch and his body, his motion, where his shoulder is dropping, where he's when he take that first touch, that's the old Leon Bailey I'm seeing that used to play for the gang team. Yeah, and look a bit of the Leverkusen, but I'm seeing the old Leon Bailey right now playing for Aston Villa. The old Leon Bailey was his first three seasons for gang. That's the Leon Bailey I'm seeing. He's not scared to take on players. As I said, those are the things. It's confidence. It's confidence. Yeah. As soon as you get back that confidence, you seen him coming up against Phil Foden. Phil Foden, he received the ball, turn, deep, gone. Can't catch him. That's the old Leon. And as soon as he get in around that 25, 20 yards out, he's going to shoot. And that's the Leon that I want to see. So that's why I'm really optimistic about March. Hope, he can stay healthy and be strong. Hope the girls can sort out their issue with the JFF and all of that. So the girls, I'm devastated to see the girls not playing in the first ever Women Gold Cup. Can you imagine the first ever Women Gold Cup? We have Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay and Argentina coming over here, and the girls are not playing in that March coming. I'm so devastated, man. But it's one of the things. Sometimes you have to lose to win, yeah, and that's what they did. They strike out and we lose out on that tournament, and it's going to be a win-win in the future for the future upcoming regulars. You have to fight for whatever you want in life, yeah, and that's what the girls is doing. So yeah, pick up Chippy and pick up Bunny. Two players doing it great right in England. Salute, one love, Jamaica.
In the city lights, I'm feeling so alive. Drifting around the corner, got them shades on my eyes. It's a pretty little thing by my side that's flawless. Why you niggas still chasing routes?